Well, folks, I should have been in bed a long time ago, but I just can't sleep, so let me remedy that. No, in reality, I really should be in bed, but yeah, my brain is like, nah. So instead, I thought I'd hop on here, and we're gonna do what I probably should have done about a month ago. And we're gonna go ahead and take a tour of the keep now that I've got the interior done. Ignore the bright orange board. This is my notes for what kind of needs done around the area. Just a few things that I need to finish up. Yeah, we start off here by entering the main entrance. I'll try not to be crazy with my camera so it doesn't make people sick. I think it turned out all right. Just a big reception area. Immediately down in the front here, we have the vault, which I'm not going to go into too much detail, but there's a little button right back here, and that opens the vault door. And inside, you know, all the goodies. So we'll go ahead and close that back up. I can, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. We've seen that. We'll just head this way. This is kind of the bottom of the spiral staircase, which also we've kind of seen in previous videos, but this will be a complete tour. I'll try to get everything in this. Yeah, I was experimenting with the leaves. I don't know if I'll leave the pink flowers. They were originally in here because at the time they were the only ones that dropped the leaf particles. So do we even have the other leaf particles falling yet? Yes, okay, we do. It's answering me as I speak. Okay, yes. But yeah, at the time they were the only ones that had the falling leaf particles, so through this hallway here, we've got kind of just the basic guest quarters. This would be like, I don't know, maybe servants' quarters, whatever. They're all the same, just very basic. They've got a little furnace, a little wardrobe here. All very basic. Come up the steps here. This actually goes out into the terrace area, overlooking the archery range here. It goes around. I put some benches over here. Very, very simple, basic. Tried to keep it pretty clean. Just a little path here. Back inside, though, we have the janitor's closet, which is also where he sleeps. Because I figured the janitor would have accumulated a lot of stuff over the years of being in the castle. And this is where he keeps all his treasures and stuff that he's found and hoarded. And no one questions it because he keeps these floors sparkly clean. Except down there where there's gravel. But, you know, what can you do? Anyways, up here we've got a little bit nicer, kind of probably servants' quarters. Just, again, very simple, symmetrical. Wait a minute. What have I done? What? Hello? I have no explanation for that. Yeah, before we go up the stairs though, let's get the first floor done. This is so hard. This is why I haven't made this video yet. Because I don't know, like, where to go from where. Like, do I keep going up the stairs and just make it flow? Honestly, that's probably a better idea. Or just, like, take it floor by floor, which is hard to do because it's not really all on the same level. Like, there's some at this level, there's some at that level, there's some up this level. It's like all over the place. But here we have the entrance out here into the upper terrace. It goes around. We'll see part of that a little bit later. But we got our tower up there. We got these overhanging windows, or part of the rooms upstairs. I guess this way first. We've got a room that was decorated by one of the members here on the server. This is Zero's room, or Zyroix. We have another like broom closet, basically, where you store all your normal stuff, janitorial stuff. Don't want to go up to the 3rd level. Come back over this way. Over here we have Charlotte's room. She decorated this one. Very nice, very planty. All the little custom heads. Yeah, I think it looks great. And then we have a landing here at the 2nd story of the spiral staircase. Just, lots of junk. And then some seating areas for people who just went up or down the staircase and need a rest. Nice little table here with some azalea. This one here goes into the library, which I have covered in a video. And if you haven't seen that video, I would suggest looking at it, because building this library was an awful lot of fun. And I go into a little more detail in it there. I'm just going to do a quick kind of flyby here. Let's actually go back out over here and go along here. So this goes over top of the main entrance. That right there is the door of the castle, and we can see all the good stuff. There we go. That's a better view. So in case of a siege or anything, people could sit up here and shoot arrows. I don't even know if I have my bow on my hotbar. I don't. Oh well. Anyway, you get the idea. You can shoot at people if they're invading the castle. This goes over to the primary barracks. This will be the troops that are basically on duty for wall defense and stuff. Very, very simple, clean, just completely functional. Nothing fancy. I need to get some armor in here. I forgot. You know what? What if we did oh no. That. Aha. This is so hard to play without the interface. Let's see, this one. Armor on armor stand. Oh. Stands in the keep. Perfect. All right. Now, I don't know why. This would be a good excuse to go up the spiral staircase. I apologize for anyone who gets motion sick watching this. It is just the most efficient way to get back to where I was. Okay. So, back over here, we have where we were. And then if we come up this way, we get to the base of the big square tower, which if you go right, this is the mess hall. And this also opens up to this upper tier of the keep. I forgot I added that little pile of stuff there. Oh boy. Yeah. And then this is the other side of the library. We've got a sleeping quarters for like one of the generals, a military person, and another one there. And then this one here is the head cook. Just very simple interiors. I didn't want to go overboard with anything, just because there's a lot of ground to cover, and if I did it like super detailed, I think I'd still be working on it, because honestly, I'm not that creative. So this here is the kitchen. And from here, we can go a couple different directions. We can either go up that way, down that way, or out onto the balcony. Never mind the floating house. We don't ask questions. But since we haven't gone up to the 3rd floor and we still need to go back down to the 1st floor, let's go down this way. And ignore that. And then from here, we can either go back up, which actually we will. Back up this way around to, it's like a service entrance. And this comes out in the throne room, or the Great Hall, or whatever. Got our nice, lovely thrones up there. We've got just a table here across the front. This would be like a offering table, like if people brought gifts or anything, they could drop them off there. These lovely dark oak tables and chairs, little wool runner, plants and candles, always nice. And overall, I think it turned out fantastic. It's just, it's very nice. I like it. And this brings us back out to the entrance. So it's all connected, which is how I wanted it. I wanted it to be like a maze in here. This one here is the only room basically that has doors, aside from the vault, obviously. But this is the war room. So we've got a map here of the area. This one is a copy, I do believe, of one of the ones at the storage building. Yeah, see the second green dot there is the second map. So whenever that one gets updated, this one gets updated as well. So we only have to update one. Oh, we haven't got the white building in there. Oh well, we'll get that eventually. Anyways, I'm rambling. Only one with closed doors because you need doors to close on a war room. This one here, if we take this up, this goes back up to where we were. And there's the mess hall, and that's the barracks. Nice and close to the war room. And then if we head down this way, there's a little hallway out into the entrance, and then we have the armory. And that guy has no pants. Well, that armor stand has no pants. I wanted to have this extra hallway here because if there was a war room meeting, closed doors, obviously people can't go in there. You need another way to the armory. I didn't want just a straight tunnel or straight hallway from here to there. So that's why there's that extra hallway. And from here, we can go out this way. Also, another entrance into the main hallway. Over here, we have kind of I guess this could be a lounge waiting room. Not a really waiting room, but just kind of a dead space, honestly, that I just put some stuff. This here is, of course, the chapel. Gotta have a chapel. Turned out pretty good. Very simple, again, but I wanted to keep things fairly simple. And then we got a sneak peek of it over here. This is the pantry. Really happy with how this turned out. Lots of the custom heads made use. Here we got wheat seeds. I think that's supposed to be a tomato. A pot of something. I don't know. Bag of dirt because obviously we need dirt. Pumpkin seeds. Yeah, all the different stuff. It's all fun. I love the that. Looks like a jar of something. I love all the custom heads. They're fun. But yeah, all the shelving. This is the pantry. And then that door that I was at before was right here. So let's go ahead and go here. And we'll go back up into the kitchen. And then from here, we can go up this way, and this goes to the balcony that overlooks the Great Hall. So this basically just goes all the way around, and it connects off in different areas. This one here goes up that way. We'll circle around to that in a minute. This one here, just kind of a standing area. No furniture. We don't want there to be clutter up here. Again, just places where the common folk can come and listen to the festivities, or perhaps the king or queen or whatever is giving a speech or a toast or whatever, and there's not enough room at the main table. The common folk can have their food and sit up here and eat and listen and kind of be somewhat participating. And then come over here. This is a nice little balcony overlooking the upper terrace and the surrounding area. And then this here brings us back to where we were before with the broom closet. And I think that might have been the majority of that floor. We'll circle back around and check. But up here, this will be the third floor, basically. But then, you know, this is like floor 2.5. This is balcony level of this tower. My goodness, we've done a lot of work in this area. Holy cow. You know, you just do like one thing at a time. You just one block at a time. And pretty soon you have this. It's amazing what we have all accomplished so far. And I dare say this is only the beginning. So hopefully we'll be around and making some more stuff. Anyways, back to the tour. I'm getting distracted. I'm getting sandy and mental. Not really much decoration, just got a little table. This I don't actually think goes very far. This just goes up. Oh no, this does. This connects over to that. Okay, can't go there yet. We'll circle back around, as always. Right, we came from that way. And then over here, we have one of the royal quarters. And shut the door. We're not savages. Nice big closet, walk-in closet. Nice big bed. These are also the big area things that we were looking at over here that stick out. I always knew when I built this that these were going to be the sleeping quarters for the royals. Of course, another one here. Again, just pretty basic, but again, nice big closet. And then this one, my favorite spot in the whole castle, is just this tiny little balcony with the chair and the plant overlooking that. I would be here reading a book constantly if I lived in the castle. In real life, that is. Back over here, we have another nice fancy room. Walls, not fancy, but you know, it's a castle. Stone walls are more practical. Just build them in. No worries about wood rotting and stuff. You want stuff to last. So we got carpet down for comfort. I could put carpet or wool blocks under the beds. Make it look a little better, but I haven't got quite all that detail stuff done yet. Third floor landing of the spiral staircase. Nice sitting area with the paintings. Again, more junk. Keg tapped if you need a drink. Another one over here. Obviously, cups. Those aren't sea pickles. No, they're cups. And obviously this is a flower pot, but this one here is also a cup. See, flower pot, cup. Flower pot, up. There's a big difference. Anyways, this here is actually overlooking the gate above where that other spot that we were at that overlooks the gate is. So there's like 2 walkways above the gate that, if in the event of an invasion, you could have archers, you know, let me hop into free cam. You could have archers lined up all along this whole archway there, and even into the room with the barracks room here. You could have archers shooting at invaders, as well as all this up here, as well as everything up at the top as well, and on this tower, like, and on that tower. Like, there is just so many places that you could have archers positioned to fire on invaders, and that was one of the priorities that we talked about when making this. Was we wanted it to be defendable from a quasi-realistic standpoint. Obviously, in Minecraft, we can just go, why not? Oh, shoot. Okay, beacon. Again. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let me... That. Okay. Anyways, obviously in Minecraft, we can mine stuff. So... But from a kind of, like I said, quasi-realistic standpoint, we want to have it defendable. Top of this tower, this just goes down onto the wall down there. Back in here, we have another little sleeping quarters for troops. Again, I need to get armor on them. That's the only thing I have left, I think, to do in the keep itself. And then here we got the little square tower. Down there we go. Let me run down there real quick. Yeah, this is far enough. Down there is the war room. Obviously, main barracks is there. Mess hall's there. I just want to show you how everything connects. Got a little storage nook here. I had a little dead space that I wanted to utilize. This up here is the upper balcony of the library. Obviously more books, more paintings, more glowberries, and the fish tank, which I really wish Minecraft would fix the AI on their fish and have them actually swim around randomly, and a little less in a school, because they tend to school into a corner. Then if we go, oh geez, let's go this way. I think we can finish off this. This goes over, obviously, to this little balcony overlooking the thrones in the Great Hall. This to our right goes out onto that balcony in the library. We'll go up there eventually, and then this just circles back around to the spiral staircase. And obviously we came from that way, and we're going this way now. Oh boy. Also why I've kind of dreaded making this video, because it's kind of long-winded. Okay, so we just came up from that way, or came from that way. There's a spiral staircase, wall access over there, and then we come this way. If we take the left, this goes down into the mess hall. So connects back up to there, and then we go this way. We have an up, and we have left and right. This, let's go this way first, actually. This goes down to this little rampart here, overlooking, not rampart, balcony here. And then obviously if we go down to the end here, this goes back down into the kitchen. So from the kitchen, we can go up, over, over, up, and then we come here strategically because if we come around here, we have this outdoor eating area. And I wanted to have a access to the kitchen directly. So this would be probably for the uppity up people in the castle to eat, kind of more on like a daily basis, not like during a feast or anything, but they could come out here, ambassadors or the higher ups, come up here and eat, kind of out of the way of the civilian population, and quick access basically directly to the kitchen. And then if we go this way, this is the castle doctor's office. All the potions and stuff and the brews that he's got, and his sleeping quarters. Obviously the creepy painting in his quarters, because why not? Which segues out into the terrace. Now, I have done a little bit of showcasing of these, but I have added an interior to all of them. I'm not gonna like go in all of them, just quick little in and out. I mean, they're so tiny. It's pointless to like go all the way in because there's really not a lot to see. But I have added as much detail as I thought I could fit into most of them without them being too cluttered. Some of them, like this one's like actually fairly spacious, I think. A lot of square footage. And then you have others. Oh, that one's actually pretty nice too. But like this one, you barely have room for your bed. And then this one is obviously just you walk in, there's the bed, that's it. So these would be like the permanent dwellings of some of the servants. So these would be people who actually like, I guess they would own their own little spot here. I don't know how it works. Yeah, I just build the stuff. But heading back into the interior through the doctor's office, through his quarters, we go back over here and up the staircase here to what would be the 4th floor. Right away we have our storage room, which just decorative. We don't actually have anything stored in there, which I suppose we could. Well, okay, I threw some mini blocks in there. But yeah, there's no functional storage up here as of yet. But I mean, it could function as a functional storage. Function. It's a lot of function. Oh boy, a lot of talking. Okay. This here goes around and back down to that staircase that I was talking about earlier. Here's the library. The overlook to the Great Hall is there. Spiral staircase is there. And if we go up to where we were, that is there. And then this is here. Oh, there's a lot. Just a little kind of dead space here. A nice little balcony though. Overlooks this side of the keep. And then if we head over here, there's a little boardwalk over by the waterfall, which some of this stone here is actually part of the original mountain. This whole keep, we basically tore all the dirt. Well, I say we, mildly amused, tore all the dirt off of this mountain. And it was originally an actual mountain. All the way up to the tippy top here, like up to this level. And he tore all the dirt off, and then we kind of terraformed it up into these terraces. And yeah, that's how we kind of got the shape and layout of our keep. So we just kind of followed the terrain and kind of made it fit where we needed it to. But yeah, this part of the where this waterfall is part of the original mountain side. And then, oh, did he do that? I guess he must have done that. Okay. Oh, yeah, he did that to make it look like it's going down in, and that must be why that's missing. Anyways, no big deal. Anyways, we got this boardwalk that goes over into this tower. This is where I was before. There's these little tiny balconies here. Sunset. Ah. Anyways, on with the yapping. Ah. Yeah, anyways. Out around on this side, though, we come out above the king and queen's quarters onto this little walkway balcony thing to the fourth landing of our spiral staircase. Again, more seating because it's a lot of stairs. From the bottom to the top, it takes like 40 actual seconds, like 40 seconds from the bottom all the way to the top to run it in Minecraft. And Minecraft characters run fast and we don't get tired. Imagine that in real life. I should do like a quick calculation and figure out like how high this actually is. I might put some measurements at the end of the video if you're interested, for the weirdos out there. Oh, but anyways. Oh, this is a long video. Okay, we went that way. It goes around and goes down the stairs and then out onto the balcony and around where we just came. That way to the left is the storage room. To the right is stairs down. And then we have this here, which goes out to the... whatever this is called. I don't know. And this is where you can have some more people at the very tippy top shooting at invaders if need be. Benches, and I don't know why, but I really love this little alcove. It makes me happy. I don't know why. Anyways, moving on. We got a little tower here. I don't know why this needed a tower here, but it needed a tower. This is a build that I did find online. I just swapped out some blocks, and I have built this tower before on my hardcore world, and I just love it so much. It's a wonderful little tower. I forget who made it originally, but if you guys know in the comments who made it, if you guys know who made this originally, let me know down in the comments. I would give them a shout out, but I can't remember. Then we have our way down here, stairs, that's what they're called. And back over to this area, there's our walkway across. Inside, not much to look at. It's about the same all the way up. There's a second floor, looks basically exactly like this. And then there's the tippy top, which is open. You didn't see that. Then of course we've got our tower here with our pagoda, not tower, but our little pagoda here. Not pagoda really, even, I don't know what it's called. Pavilion? Which I'm still debating on putting like statues or something in each of these quadrants, but I just don't know. There's not that much room to do anything detailed. And then we have Keep Sheep, which you can't see the name. There you go. Keep Sheep. Keep Sheep has been with us since literally day one. He spawned on the top of this mountain. He stayed on top of the mountain after all the terraforming. And at one point, I was just like, this sheep has been here this whole time. It's got to stay. So I named it Keep Sheep, and yeah, Keep Sheep is living here now. I may let him go eventually. I just didn't want him to run around while I was actively building, because I didn't want him to like accidentally fall off an edge or something. But anyways, we got our tree here. Hard to look at from this angle. I built this tree with shortly after the dark oak, not dark oak, the pale oak came out. So I was just experimenting with it. Not my finest tree, but it does the job. And while I'm in free cam, I guess we can go ahead and look at the greenhouse on the outside. I think it turned out fantastic. Heavily inspired by I think it was called The Barge, which was Grian's Shop Season 7 Hermitcraft. I think it had kind of similar vibes with the white stained glass and the dark oak. So I will admit, heavily inspired by that. I did just kind of wing it when I was actually building it. No, like looking. I watched that a long time ago and I remembered it and I was like, I really like that combination of colors. So that's what I went with here. It houses plants, obviously. It's a greenhouse. But other than that, just pretty open, simple. Other than we've got quite a massive vining plant up here at the top. It's growing out of these two pots. Obviously pot, not composter. Yeah. I think it turned out great. Nice, open, airy, lots of room. Yeah, we go out and we got this little pathway around here. This just kind of leads over to the other door. And we got the other door into the greenhouse here and the top of this tower. Now I still don't know if I want to put a way in or just leave this, because this is the lower part of this tower that goes across over there, and the boardwalk we went on was over here. I don't know if I want to extend this spiral staircase all the way up to the tippy top or not. I might, but I might not. This here is the tippy top of the spiral staircase, and this gets one of the best views. Just look at it. To put this into perspective, I guess that is a complete desert temple that Mildly Amused and I tore out of the desert and reconstructed here. You go to a desert temple and you're like, wow, this is kind of big. And then you put it in like perspective with all this other stuff that we've built, and it's just like, wow, it's actually kind of tiny. Like my house over there, I don't know, perspective. It's all in the perspective. Anyways, yeah, let's go down the spiral staircase all the way to the bottom. I'm telling you, this is a long staircase. Whew. All right. I think we covered everything. I don't think there's anything else to cover in here. Yep, that just goes to the service entrance. For those of you wondering and are curious about the spatial usage, I have a lot of space that is unused. There's space up here, there's space in between the floors, it's a whole different build out here in between the walls. I actually thought about putting in a doorway right here and connecting it up somehow over to this side of the keep, like a service entrance, like maybe connecting it up to the janitor's room here. But I decided against that. Yeah, we've got a lot of excess space that did not get used. I just thought using all the space seemed a little ridiculous because these rooms don't need to be that tall, and we don't need like five floors or 6 floors or 7 floors or whatever. Yeah, the higher we go up, I think the less dead space there is. We just in general, there's a little bit less dead space. Wait, this is back to the first floor, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Oops, sorry. Yeah, like in between the mess hall and the terrace here, there's like 1 block of empty space. And then like the library to the storage room, there's only like 1 or 2 blocks of empty space. But then there's space over here, like here and there, there's extra dead space. But overall, I'm very pleased with the amount of stuff that I was able to squeeze into it. And yes, this is original grass and dirt from the mountain. We just didn't tear all of it out. Like when I started tearing out, hollowing this mountain, I think I started at like, I can't remember. I think I started at maybe like this level or something. I had to dig up more to get the rest of this roof in. I had this whole thing like scaffolded up and put a whole platform of scaffolding here to get this top part dug out. It was great. A lot of scaffolding. But yeah, I think I've got everything covered. We'll get a outside view. Like I said, this video has been a long time coming. It's so long-winded, and I was just not really feeling up for it. So, decided to do it today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe not the yapping, but at least the tour. I mean, it's all yapping from here. I'm really happy with how everything is like interconnected and everything. Like you can go literally basically from anywhere to anywhere else in multiple ways. Like if you wanted to go to the kitchen from here, you can go quickest way would be through the service entrance through the Great Hall. The second fastest way would be up the spiral staircase and across, probably cut through the library. Maybe slightly faster if there's no war meeting in place would be through here, through the mess hall, and then through this hallway into the kitchen. That would probably be faster than cutting through the library from the spiral staircase. But if there was like a meeting in the war room, obviously you would have to take the staircase. The big spiral staircase anyway. Anyways, yeah, I think this is probably way longer of a video than I anticipated, but there's a lot to cover. Like, this is not a small build. So I'm happy that it's done. But at the same time, I'm just like, well, now what do I do? I need another project. So maybe, just maybe, well, I've got another project in mind. Sunport Village, it needs a little detailing here and there, but overall it's looking pretty good. I need to put in a stonemason here, or, well, I think mildly was going to get the stonemason. I want to put in a little lumber mill type thing over here. We got our woodworking shop there, and we got our storage building over here for the logs. We got all the raw logs here, along with some of the cut boards. I thought that was kind of a nice detail. I mean, you've got to cut your own lumber, so why not have a mill here in the castle? There is an abandoned project over here. I can't see it because of the clouds. Just past this pillager outpost. Zyroix was building this, and I think he has long abandoned it. I will talk to him and see if he minds if I do something with it. But I was thinking about making a video on turning abandoned projects into like ruins that you can just have as a feature of your landscape. So maybe this castle here was like well before our castle over there, and it's in ruins. So I was thinking about doing a video on how to turn abandoned projects into features, I guess. And then, oh, I gotta activate my wings. We've got this abandoned village here. We might do something with eventually. But this area here, starting like right here, where these hills start coming up, right here. Imagine from here all the way up to like somewhere here-ish in the middle, connecting down all the way over here and to this area over here. One giant mountain. Okay. Let me get over here into the shopping district. Now, okay. So imagine. Wrong button. So like starting here and sloping up. It won't be one peak, obviously, but like maybe a jagged peak. And then from here sloping up, kind of following the natural terrain, part of it, and then up. Yeah, up, 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 up. Giant mountain. Now it feels weird to have everything visible. But yeah, this whole area, all these mountains being the outside perimeter of like one giant mountain, I think that'd be awesome. Because I need another project like I need a hole in my head. But you know what? My head is hollow. So holes are welcome, I guess. Anyways, that's for future me, future project. For now, I am really, really happy to be done with the keep and getting this video recorded. Kind of a weight off my shoulders because I've known that I needed to record this. And I just, like I said, I've been struggling. And I'm glad I got it done. And I think this one will be okay. I have tried recording a couple of these, I'll be honest, like maybe 2 before now. And it's just like, this isn't working. I can't. Yeah, I think this one will work. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to end it there. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You sat through one long video. I'm going to wrap things up, get myself into bed, and hopefully the next video will Maybe be that project over there with the ruins. I don't know. Might be something else. You'll just have to wait and see. But as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Why can't I go up? Oh, this is weird. Whee! Okay, I'll quit. Woo! Okay, now I'm gonna die. Anyways, thank you all for watching. See you in the next video. And until next time, have a wonderful day or night or whatever time it is when you're watching. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.